Hello, and welcome to the 75-Day Business Challenge. Get noticed to get noticed and get clients. It's now 75 days, but actually less than 75 days. It's 72 days to be exact till the end of the year. And we want to support you, the business owner, in getting out there, in maximizing your year end by giving you tips and strategies that are going to help you to build a steady stream of qualified clients by the end of this year. I'm Lisa Ingalls, and pretty soon my business partner, Kim Carpenter, will be joining me here as well. And we are the founders of Wake Up and Change the World. We offer evolutionary marketing, business, and leadership training for a better tomorrow. And you can check us out at www.wakeupandchangetheworld.com. So I'm going to see for just a second if Kim is out there. Here she is. We're going to get her right on in. Say hi. Hey, Kim. How's it going?
Hey, Lisa. Hey, everybody. Good to be here with you all today on this lovely Wednesday.
That's right. I hear a little bit of echo on my end, Kim. Let's see. Oh, yep, went away. Okay. Excellent. Thank you for that. All right, everybody, as you start rolling in, we want to do just a little bit of housekeeping. We would love for you to share this blab with your community by clicking the Tell a Little Bird button on the left side of this sidebar, on this left sidebar underneath the title of this blab here. Also, if you do like what we're doing, be sure that you follow us. There's those little icons above our head here with the person icon. If you click on that, that will allow you to follow us. And when you do that, you'll also get notified. So you'll subscribe to the show, get notified of when these shows are happening. This is a 75-day challenge. So we're going to be having regular shows going on throughout the end of the year here. So we also do love engagement. Please comment on the sidebar. I see some comments already happening here. And for now, we're going to keep the seats locked while Kim and I go over the content that we're going to be covering today. And really, the structure for today is a little bit different than it was yesterday, because yesterday we were talking about clarifying your commitment. What is your goal for the next 75 days? And what are you going to be really committing yourself to get done by year end? And today we're going to take a little bit of a step back and look at where is that commitment coming from? What is the perspective? Kim and I, again, we're the owners, the founders of Wake Up and Change the World, and we have a perspective on business and business owners, and want to give that to you because we think that it will give you a little bit more information as we move into the challenge over the next 75 days. So Kim, I'm going to let you hop in here.
Okay, great. Yeah. So we take the perspective that you have a unique purpose, and you as an individual, like Lisa is the only Lisa that has ever lived, right? And she is the only Lisa of herself that will ever live. I'm the only version of me that will ever live. So our lives are really precious. I like that phrase. What will you do with your one precious life? And connected to that, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you also have a unique purpose to fulfill through your business based on who you are. So we take this perspective of evolutionary entrepreneurship, that you have a specific calling, that you have a very specific purpose to accomplish here during your time on this planet. And so woven into the big why that we talked about yesterday, and your commitment to a goal that's going to happen by the end of this year, we know that really in order to accomplish that fully, it's going to be so much more powerful and potent if you really deepen and step into what is your unique purpose that truly is irreducibly unique and irreplaceable. There's nobody else on the planet that can do what you do. And I know that's kind of hard to think about when we're like, well, I'm a massage therapist and there's 50 bajillion massage therapists, but there's no one else like you, specifically like you. Lisa, I'm going to hand it back to you now.
Yeah. So as Kim says, we believe that the evolutionary entrepreneur, who is you, fulfills a unique, well, actually, we as evolutionary entrepreneurs have a unique gift, or probably a unique set of gifts that are unlike anybody else. And we serve our community. So those unique gifts that we have are here to serve our circle of influence, and they are our gifts and our gifts alone to share in a way that nobody else can. And therefore, it becomes our unique self-purpose to share those gifts. And dare I say, our obligation to serve with those gifts in the world. Now, here's the thing. As an evolutionary entrepreneur, we can then grow into something a little bit bigger, which is an evolutionary business. An evolutionary business also has a unique self-purpose, and its unique self-purpose might be and probably is somewhat different than the purpose of the entrepreneur. So the entrepreneur serves the purpose of that business. So as we're thinking of the goals that we create for this 75-day business challenge to get noticed and get clients, we want to be keeping in mind, how do the gifts that I have serve the bigger purpose of the business that's here, that I'm bringing forth into the world. And by the way, we believe that the business itself is not an organization, because so many people look at businesses as an organization, but rather it's an organism. It's a living, growing entity that will evolve and become more and more complex. So as an evolutionary entrepreneur, we're here to serve the business with our gifts. Kim, I'm going to pass the baton back on over to you.
Yeah, that was a great summary. So I'd love to hear, what you think about what we're saying right now. Add your comments to the chat. If you feel like, I have no idea what you girls are saying, that's fine too. We want to know just what's resonating with you? What questions do you have as we're speaking about this? Your unique self-purpose, your obligation, if you will, to accomplishing that unique self-purpose in the world. And as an evolutionary entrepreneur, what's your purpose? And as an evolutionary business, which is this living, breathing organism that's going to evolve and grow, how is the thought of that landing with you right now? So how this ties back in with your commitment for these next, really very few days in the perspective of everything, right? The end of this year, is that we want to strengthen and uplift any goals that you have based on this foundation of knowing really that you're on the right track with your business and what you're doing. So we want to encourage you to develop a practice that we learned this word from Otto Scharmer, who teaches this evolutionary business principles at MIT, and it's called presencing. And the word presencing is a combination of two words: the word presence, which means to be fully present in the moment, and sensing, which is sensing what is really happening, what is being called for right now. So this holding presence in the moment and sensing also the future. He calls it the future that's emerging, right? The future that wants to emerge through you. So it's a different perspective than like, I have these goals and I'm setting off into the future. It's like, what future is being called for now?
I think that's so key, because so often our goals come from, and we make our commitments based on what we think we want, and it's very much, it comes from more of, I want to say this, but without it, I'm just going to go ahead and say it comes from a very ego-centered place. Goals come from an agenda that we have. So often our goals come from an agenda that we have. And what Kim is speaking into is something that she and I do in our business every time we meet, is we call in the evolutionary, what we call the evolutionary impulse, to see what wants to emerge. Instead of asking, what do we want? We ask, what wants to emerge in us, through us, as us, so that we can be of service to the awakening of human and social potential. And that's, as you speak, Kim, you can hop in anytime, but I just want to reiterate what Kim is saying, that we're inviting you now, as you are coming up with, what am I committing to over the next, 72 days to the end of this year for my business? Not what do I want to do, but what wants to emerge in me, through me, as me, in my bigger work, big W in the world.
Right. And I think that sometimes contemplating that capital W work, like what is my purpose? What am I meant to be doing? Some of you might be doing work that is not your biggest work in the world yet, right? It's not your biggest calling, and you're ready to move into that. And so what we see is really required is that presencing, and it can be as simple as just giving yourself some time and some space to contemplate that. You could take a walk in nature. You could just sit quietly listening to nice music. You could do a meditation practice if that appeals to you. I know some of you pray, and so really just asking, like, what is it that I'm feeling really called to right now? And is it in alignment with the goals that I've been setting from now until the end of the year?
And how yesterday we talked about, or Kim was mentioning, we set these goals and how hard it is sometimes to keep a commitment to those goals. And what we know is that when you are aligned with that impulse, that emerging impulse, what wants to emerge in you, through you, as you, and your presence to it, that it's very easy actually to keep the momentum going and to commit yourself to those goals, because you feel excited about it. So if you're making a commitment and it just feels like, oh crap, I have to make 100 sales phone calls and I'm dreading this. Okay. We recommend you step back and listen, like presence, what really needs to happen right now. Because it will push you, we're not saying there isn't going to be any fear there sometimes, but you're going to be more in a space of openness and allowing, as opposed to a space of pushing through to get to that commitment on the other side.
Right.
So I do want to really quick just acknowledge all the people that are hopping in here. And I know this is like in the middle of the morning for some of you, or halfway through your workday. So thank you so much, you guys, for hopping in. We have Blissful Banter, Palo. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. I see Hillary Steele is here. Our good friend Dave Williams is here. Kristen, Elena is here. Dana is here. Kalel, I don't know how to say your name. Hopefully I'm saying that name right. And Carlo, thank you all so much for joining us in this conversation. Let us know what is your business? Let us know on that side chat. And again, how is all of this landing with you? Blissful Banter says it's a great question to ask yourself. And I think you put that comment in there after we were talking about listening, what wants to emerge through me.
Yeah, and she also said, it really helps, especially when you have more than one creative idea or more than one passion. And I just want to say that is so part of the game when you're an evolutionary entrepreneur, that you are evolving. And I think that's what a lot of other business trainings really miss, is that you are creative by nature. You are a creative person, and you will be creating. If you're an entrepreneur, you have this impulse to create and to put things out into the world. And probably most likely, if you're here, there are things that are going to help other people, right? Or the planet or humanity or animals. Like your desire is to do something with your business that helps. So, and to really make a difference in the world, which is what we really want to help you do. So, awesome. Yeah. Blissful Vander says, yes, so true. It's great to have you here. And Dave says, evolving daily, and I can't cope with all the changes. LOL. Yeah, it really is. You know, we do evolve daily. And for Lisa and I, that's why the presencing practice is really creating some space to tune into, okay, what wants to be born through us now in our business? What is being called for? What is humanity and life calling for? Because we really believe that life wants life to live on, right? Life doesn't want the end of life to happen. So, you know, to this thought that sometimes we feel like, oh, I'm all alone and nobody supports me and life doesn't support me and nothing's going right. You know, I don't believe it's true. I believe that we need to spend more time listening and seeing, okay, what does life want at this time?
Yeah, and there's some really great comments coming in about feeling when you're creative. Blissful Banter, you're saying, is, you know, pulling all to being pulled. And then MLM Success, you're saying, well, how do you feel about sticking to one thing, which again goes into the creative desire. As an evolutionary entrepreneur, we are creative. We have a lot of creative ideas. And what I will say, this is why it's so important, the commitment, the goals, is that when you presence what wants to emerge through you, you start to see, and it becomes a practice, a daily practice. You begin to see that it keeps bringing you back to the same place, even though there might be different projects that start to come in, and you start to see how they all go together. And I'm telling you guys, Kim and I go through this all the time. We're like, oh my God, no, it has to be like this. And we're like, okay, let's just presence what wants to emerge. Oh, those are actually the same thing. They're just being expressed in a different way. And you start to see the patterns that connect all of those things that you think are disparate and out there, and you realize, oh, okay, it's actually coming back to this one thing. Hopefully that makes sense? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it really is important to focus, because one trap that we can fall into as evolutionary entrepreneurs is that we just get caught up in all the ideas and we never actually manifest anything. We never put it into the world. And that's something that life wants as well. Life wants you to put your ideas, to create them so that they're manifested in reality, right? In tangible reality. So that's what we really want to help you do here, is both sides of this, right? Presencing, creating space for what wants to be born through you, and then also manifesting concrete goals by the end of this year. And so yesterday, if you want to go back and watch the video, we talked about really, how do you do that? You know, what you want to create needs to be specific and measurable, so you can look back on 2015 and go, yeah, I did that. You know, so I created my new website. I launched a new branch of my business. I launched a new program. You know, like for Blissful Banter, she's getting more into storytelling and the artistic side of her business. So what is that? Like, what if you were going to really step into that and do one thing, accomplish one thing around that Blissful Banter by the end of this year around storytelling and the artistic side of your business? What would it be? Would it be doing a storytelling workshop? Would it be just delivering a story in some setting that you want to create? Would it be, you know, teaching something about that? Or would it be actually like creating a piece of art? So giving yourself some really specific goals and guidelines for the end of the year is absolutely pertinent. So I'm glad you brought up that idea about sticking to one thing. And if you have a subsequent question on that, or if we're not quite hitting it, just post in the chat and let us know.
And I'm going to tag on to what Kim was just saying there about the commitment to one thing. So often we find that evolutionary entrepreneurs have a fear of commitment to one thing, a fear of committing to one thing because they have so many amazing ideas. And we want you to know that there's always, yes, you can do it all. But I will tell you this from my own experience, I'm sure Kim will tell you the same thing, is that when you commit to that one thing, all of those other things will naturally fall into place exactly where they're supposed to. And it's the evolutionary impulse responds very, very well to that commitment. And when you take that strong commitment to that one thing that you know, okay, I have all of these ideas and all of these wonderful things I want to do, but I'm going to commit to, like someone was saying right here, writing a book. Great. You're going to commit to writing that book now, and it will be revealed to you exactly, especially if you're doing the presencing practice, what wants to emerge through me after this book is done. It'll be clear as day what needs to happen next. And you have that list of things that you want to create, and you'll go, oh, now's the time to do that next thing. Now I see why I had to write that book first before I could do that next thing. So it will become clear to you as part of the practice.
Right. Yeah. Just to reiterate, we don't get to see all 100 steps in front of us.
Why not?
We don't. We get to see the next few steps, you know. So if you see, wow, I know I need to write this book because I need to get my words out there into the world. And once I have this book, it's going to be like my greatest calling card. And then I'll, you know, promote my programs, or I'll write the next book, whatever it is. But you don't know when you start going down the path of writing the book, what's going to come up, you know, what the 54th step and the 72nd step is, we can't see. So we have to use our best judgment. We have to trust ourselves, and we have to go for it and really, you know, start manifesting along the way. I love that you brought that in, Lisa.
Yeah.
So do we want to bring someone on and
yeah.
We are the opportunity to
I'm gonna open up the seats, you guys. Here, I got the seat open. So if anybody out there wants to hop in and let us know where you're at in this discussion, that'd be awesome. Otherwise, we'll just keep talking away here. We're coming actually to the end of by the way, our shows are about 30 minutes long, and we're coming up on the end of that. So we have a couple minutes. We'd love to meet you if you want to come in. While we're waiting for that to happen, I'm going to let you know that tomorrow we're going to have our third day of the challenge. Join us for that. And we're going to be doing that at what time, Kim? Tomorrow at... I got to go back to my notes.
Tomorrow is Thursday. We're going to be doing that at 11 o'clock Pacific, 2 o'clock Eastern. And then after this week, we're going to be on a schedule of Mondays and Thursdays at 11 o'clock Pacific, 2 o'clock Eastern. Mondays and Thursdays at 11. So tomorrow's Thursday, and that will be our schedule going forward. And we hope that you come back and join us and really, you know, step into this 75-day challenge. Not because not because you're competing against other people, but it's for yourself. You know, it really is for yourself. So.
Hey, Dana.
Hello. How you doing?
Good. Hello. How are you?
Just wanted to say hello.
Yes.
You guys are doing great.
Hello,
awesome.
Hello. How are? Tell us a little bit about what is it's in the context of what we've been talking about, because you've been here. I've seen that you've been here the whole time. Well, what is your unique self-purpose, Dana, and what is your work in the world?
Well, a challenge with me is, and this goes back some years now, even if you look back to my old like Twitter accounts and stuff like that, or Twitter's stuff that I've done in the past, you'll see that I've always had little messages, and it would always say I wanted to change the world, kind of thing. So I was younger, but I was still saying it.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking, okay, what did I mean by that? You know, so I started the MLM thing years ago, so I thought that I'd come back to it because that might be the avenue to to do some things. So I've been doing that for the past year. Now it's getting to the point to where it's been the past year. Now I got to step it up and see what else I can do besides what I've been doing for the past year. So that's where I'm at now.
Beautiful. Go ahead, Kim.
So Dana, when you like just tune into yourself and do you have a belief that there's something bigger than you kind of guiding your life, or do you believe like your highest self is guiding your life? What's your personal belief around that?
I believe that there is a higher destiny that everybody has, and I think it's up to us to find it. Now that doesn't go against my religious beliefs, because I still believe in God and Jesus Christ is my personal savior, all of that. But I'm the different Christian. I'm the Christian that thinks that you can achieve anything in this life. Can't nothing stand in your way. Only thing standing in your way is you. That's it. That's where I'm at as far as, that's what's up.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah. So if you could do something with your one precious life, and maybe you think of like looking back on your life, if you're at the end and you're looking back on your life, what would feel great to have done with it?
If I could help some people, maybe find what they're looking for in their life. If I can look back and say that there were many people that I actually helped kind of mold where they wanted to go in their life, then I feel good.
Beautiful. So within your current contacts, like what you're doing with your business, what would be one thing you could do before the end of the year that would have you be helping more people like that?
No, I'm pumping out videos right now. I think that's a good way of doing it. I've been like pumping them out in groups on Facebook a lot.
Awesome.
Just giving my thoughts about things and maybe some marketing tips, and my philosophy about the business and stuff like that.
Yeah, great.
That I've been doing. Maybe getting into blogging.
Okay, what would be taking it to the next level?
I don't know.
This is where you ask yourself. This is where you ask yourself what wants. This is where you close your eyes. Maybe not here, but you go and to answer that question is what wants to emerge through me next to get to that higher level. Yeah. And that answer does not come from you. That's what you like step out of the way and you sit and you present and you listen to what wants to emerge through me, in me, as me, through me now as my unique gift in the world, as I'm here to serve humanity in the way that I am. Yeah. So that I don't know will turn into an I know once you presence what wants to emerge.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah. And Dana, I could just totally feel your heart and your passion for helping people. And I so get that you had that from a young age, and that fire in you is still alive and burning. And so, I would just say, keep going and let us know what comes up for you. I'd love to hear about your journey. Yes,
I sure will. Keep you guys posted.
Awesome.
Thank you, Dana. It was wonderful meeting you.
Yeah. Thank you, lady.
Take care.
I just wanted to come in and say hello for a second.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you for doing that. Hope to see you around.
All right.
Take care, Dana. All right. I think we're coming right up on our end of time here, Kim.
Yeah.
Do you have any closing parting words before we close off here?
Yeah, I would just say to really, if you can check out the video from last time, we're posting all of the videos on our website. So our website is at wakeupandchangetheworld.com, wakeupandchangetheworld.com, all one word. So if you go under programs, you'll see the 75-day challenge, and the schedule is posted there, and the videos will all be posted there. So you can go back and watch yesterday's video. And I would say, join us, come back Mondays and Thursdays. We're here for you. We're just doing this out of our hearts because we want to see you achieve your goals and accomplish what you want to by the end of the year. And so your task this week is really getting clear, clarifying, what do you want? What do you want to have done by the end of the year? And what's your big why? Why are you doing this? Why are you in business? And today we talked about how to deepen into presence and connecting with a deeper part of yourself to see what wants to emerge through you, in you, and as you in your business by the end of the year and moving forward.
Great. And we want to thank all of you for joining us today. It's been awesome to see all of you here, and we hope to see you again. Be sure that you tell a little bird, tweet about this blab if you liked it. Say hi to us over at Wake Up and Change the World. But more importantly, come back tomorrow, and then again in consecutive weeks again, as Kim said, on Mondays and Thursdays. Tomorrow we're going to continue this conversation and give you the next step. So that's it for today, you guys, and we'll see you all hopefully tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye. Thanks, Lisa.
Bye, Kim.